How's everybody doing today?
Good. Good.
So if you guys know who I am, you know one of my main interests, and it's in birds. And I'm just going to explain that, and I'm going to go into a little bit more depth of one particular topic. But just to start off, my main interest in birds stems from when I was a little kid. I picked up my dad's bird book, looked at a couple woodpeckers, looked at a couple birds of prey, and I was hooked. I don't know what it was, something about their life and how they don't care about me at all, but I cared about them and their exciting life and what they did. So before I start off with my main topic, I want to ask people about birds of prey. Does anybody have a favorite bird that is a bird of prey, and why? Bows.
Bald eagle.
And why?
Big.
Big, that's the only reason? Yeah. Alright, well, I have a couple favorite birds. A couple of them stem from just the fact that maybe the ivory-billed woodpecker is extinct and I have a huge interest on them. Or birds of prey just because they're so awesome. They're so scary and cool. But one of my favorite birds is something completely different. And I'd like to show you guys that right now. And that bird is the great horned owl. Now, the great horned owl. This bird, as you can see, is one scary looking little guy. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about everything from its description, taxonomy, behavior, distribution, and most importantly, 2 encounters that I had with this bird that changed my life forever. So to start off, species description. As you can see, this bird is a little bit bigger than your average chickadee. It is very, very large and for a very specific reason. This thing will take down anything from small mice, rodents, but it might even take care of your house cat as well if you leave them outside. And that's due to its large talons right here. Another key indicator is its big yellow eyes. So when you see those big yellow eyes looking at you, you'll never forget it. Another thing is the tufts of feathers right here, as you can see. Those aren't ears, those aren't horns. They're just tufts of feathers that are there, and it's one of the most ideal indicators of the species. Overall, it is a gray-brown, and it sometimes has a reddish face, and a very distinct white patch along its throat. Taxonomy, the great horned owl is from the genus Bobo, or Boba. It has upwards of 20 subspecies throughout North America, or throughout the world, and only 2 reside in North America due to the land bridge that was up on top of Alaska. One is the one that you guys, if you've ever seen it, would be around here, and also a coastal version of it. The coastal version sticks to the west coast of North America, whereas the other main species that lives in North America resides all the way from the far reaches of North America all the way to sporadic areas in South America. For behavior, this is a very stealthy predator. They're very quiet, they glide on silent wings, and they hunt most often during night. They hunt in the early hours of the evening, so from about 8 p.m. to 12 p.m., and their hunting will peak back up near twilight. So just to conclude on that area of this topic, they're a scary bird, but they're majestic in their own way, and that's where I'd like to talk about my 2 personal experiences with it. Owls are said to have a humanoid-like face, the flat, concave shape of their face, and old wise tales said they have some sort of wisdom attached to them. Now, not necessarily saying that's true, because not only are they not the brightest, they hunt merely because they're hungry, and that's the only reason you ever see them hunting during the day. But my first experience seeing one of these guys was this year, actually, on my first week of school. And just to slide back a little bit, on September 10, 2013, I lost someone in my life that was very dear to me. He was my father's best friend. And he's the reason that I decided to come to the school. He was in forestry engineering down at UNB, and his name is Dennis Cook. After about 3 long years battling with cancer, he passed away on September 10, 2013. So at about 1 a.m. on September 10, 2016, I was sitting out having a Derek Bedard, and I heard this really weird noise, and I didn't know what it was. So I followed the noise, and it led me over to the north doors. And I looked around, and I didn't really see anything. And then up in the corner of the main building, I saw it. And it was this little guy right here. And I looked at him, and he was staring right through me. I was mesmerized. I was astonished. I didn't have any words to describe what I was seeing, just because these birds are said to be sometimes spirits of people that have been passed. It looked at me for probably about 20 seconds, and then it took off and flew feet above my head. And kind of at that moment, I realized, even though I always had a passion for birds and owls, this meant more than birds had ever meant before in my life. And for the remainder of September and October, we kept hearing them at night around Bedard, and that leads me to my second story. So me, Kyle Mosier in first year, and Jimmy right here, we were walking around Bedard, and we heard the noise, and I told him that I knew it was the great horned owl. So we went to go see it. Now, all I'd seen was one fly over my head. I didn't think it could get any cooler than that, but it really did. Because we walked over to the mill yard, and we stood by the fence, and there it was on top of one of the buildings. And we spotted it. It was pretty far away, but when it took off, we didn't realize it wasn't just flying away. It came down, and it swooped up and picked a mouse right up on the ground. And it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was probably something cooler than you'd see at National Geographic. And we were stunned. We were speechless. I was tripping out. I couldn't believe it. So, to conclude, this bird, it's all over the world, maybe different subspecies, but it's all over North America. They may be rare, but I've seen them now. I've been chasing them my whole life, and I finally did. They have more of an impact than a lot of people realize. Their humanoid-like face and old wise tales passed down through generation and generation. And being a bird watcher my whole life, I realized that this great horned owl means more than just any other bird. It represented something for my first week at school. It made me realize that I was in the right spot all over again. Any questions?
Constructive criticism for Joe.
Sit behind this box? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I moved around a lot too. I noticed that.
Nervous?
Yeah. I get nervous when I'm up stage, and Phil commented on it on my last speech.
Yeah.
I walked around a lot. It wasn't just moving around trying to communicate with people. It was
Nervous.
scary.
No, I know. Yeah.
I was running back and forth.
What's your anxiety level?
What out of?
1 to 4.
1 to 4? 4.
1 being high, 4 being.
Eh. 1.5.
One's high.
Yeah.
I never get it.
4 is good.
Have you been marking people?
What's good? 4 is good. 4 is confident.
4 is good.
Yeah.
The higher the mark, the more confident you are. The lower the mark, the less.
Confidence, exactly.
Thank
What's that?
Confidence.
More so. Yeah, yes.
I'm confident about the topic. I could talk about my favorite thing for the rest of my life. I'd still be nervous. But
Okay. And actually, Chen, what were you?
I was pretty nervous. I had minimal practice.
So 1.
yeah. I'd give myself a 2, honestly.
So
I wasn't dying up here, but I wasn't comfortable with it.
Bose, 3.
I guess when I got into it.
You're
yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, at the start I was. But, yeah,
Lowry,
that's not good.
3.
Cooper. That's what I would say. You did good. For 1.5, you did good.
My turn? I'm a girl.